let's see, quickly join a meeting. I'm going to host a meeting, join a meeting. Let's say I'm going to do that quickly and host a meeting with video on. So I've done my video on or video off. I'm launching my Zoom. So it is my Zoom meeting is getting launched, and give it a 2 moments. It's getting while it is getting worked up. It's just taking a moment to download. And when you, this is what it will open when you hit that tab. It will say allow Zoom to launch. So I say Zoom open meetings, and it is launching up. It's connected. This is a page that you all received, and I'm hitting the new meeting. So you are going to enter the meeting with me now. Right now we are here with me, and we are with the Google meeting. Now, if you can see, suddenly something has come up over here, join with computer audio. What is it? It's a very important feature, and I would like to explain about it. So let's say in your class, you are doing the share screen, right? And you are going to be showing some video or some content which also has some audio sound to it. Like the other day, we were doing some conference, and we had a national anthem to play. Now, when you have a content which is coming from the computer through inbuilt, you have downloaded things like we got the national anthem from YouTube. If you are going to play it as YouTube video, right? Then it's very important you switch this join with computer audio. Why it is important? Because if you do not join it, all that will be visible to the audience is just the visuals, and the sound will not be there, right? I was there in another one of the meeting, and they were doing about HR. One meeting was there, and got to click the join with computer audio, and they put in a video. So all that we got to see was the visuals, and audio wasn't there. And the only simple one thing is you have to hit join with computer audio whenever you're playing a video. So please remember this. Do not make this mistake, which generally, or most of people I know sometimes either in a stress point when they're newly doing their Zoom or they're teaching, it happens. But go easy, go patiently. The students should also respect the fact that teachers are slowly learning this new modality. We never were trained to be online teachers. We all got trained to be offline classroom teachers. Respects and hats off to the teachers who are becoming the new guru, who have challenged themselves, and at whatever age, whether you're 50 or 55 or 60 or 20 or 25, young or senior, you have not bent down. You said, we will do it. So hats off to the teachers, huge respect. And would you need a little ease to go around? Don't get panicky. It's perfectly fine, and students must understand and respect my teachers learning a new thing and giving the best to me, right? So if you have forgotten sometime to do it, no problem. No need to even apologize. It's a new thing, a new world order, and we all are learning. So thumbs up to all. Okay, so this is for this, right? So I'm just putting it off. Now I'm going to show you few things as I talked about the controls or the settings of Zoom. If you look down at the bottom, these are the few things you see in a Zoom meeting. Right, start from join audio, which you are there either through a headphone or directly there or through your computer, depending on what modality you are sharing. Then there is stop video. If I'm going to hit this, soon my video is going to get stopped. Look at this. Here, I'm gone, and the icon comes up, right? So if I open it, start video, I'm back. So when you put your video off, what happens? If your name is whatever icon your name is, or you put another icon, that will be on the display. But obviously with online teaching, it's a great idea if you connect with your students with a video on once the class has started. But having said that, let me also put it on record. Sometimes we teachers are not very comfortable. As I said earlier, we are doing it all for the first time. All the teachers across the nation are learning this first time, and we are not sometimes comfortable in front of camera. Feel free, sir, feel free, ma'am. Put off the video and just speak and give out your lecture, give out your session. You are going to be absolutely fine, comfortable, and nobody can tell you why, ma'am, why, sir. It's your right, because you are doing anywhere. You're walking the road extra mile and doing a great job. So hats off to all the teachers, a big clap. Moving on. So this is video on and off. Then this is the security. This is what just I tap on it and see so many things open up. Now let's go one by one. The top thing is lock meeting. If I lock it now, you have locked the meeting. No one else can join. This is what are the security measures that we talked about. When you lock, no person, student, sometimes, students have a habit of, you have a 10 o'clock class, they'll enter 20 minutes late or so on, or unauthorized. You can block them discipline wise or just on a security measure. So this is under the security, the lock meeting feature. And if you want to open it, tap it, you can unlock the meeting and let new participants join. It's something that is, control is in your hand, the host. So keep all the meeting controls in your hand. One another suggestion which was given by one of the other school principal that we were training, and they said, well, ma'am, is it important that that is it good if we make a CR a co-host? I'll tell you what a co-host is and give some of the meeting control, because teacher could be busy showing many things or they're also learning. So can a CR be made a co-host? So it's a yes or no, right? So when a CR is made a co-host, that means if I look into this participant, I'm just touching the participant. If I open this, you see in the participant list, this is my name, right? So I am the host, right? As it says a host. When the host can make more co-hosts, I can choose to make more co-hosts in the settings version. So it allows when the co-host is there, so sometimes your screen can get logged off, the co-host meeting can still continue and you can join back. So that's a benefit. But you have to ensure that whoever the co-host is somebody whom you can trust and does not mess around. Sometimes when the kids, if they become a co-host, even the CR, sometimes they can play naughty. So be very careful, right? Now, as I mentioned to you, renaming. Right here, if you see the code, if you see here on the right-hand side, rename. So if I can touch here, it says max skills. I can quietly, when I hit more, I can rename and I can change my name over here and put my name as Dr. Sangeeta Makar, right? And hit OK. So now my name is changed. So it is your choice that you can change the name, have all the students give them name at the roll call or by the name, whatever they think of. You're playing some games and we do engagement. These are some of the features that you can use, right? So that's one thing. Now, next thing, looking at security. Let me just put this off. In security, apart from lock screen, enable waiting room, we have talked about it. So whether when you enable it, you do this, disable, open it, admit all, or you can enable it. So when people are waiting over there and it will flash on your screen, admit. So when you all were waiting, it kept flashing, admit Anthony or admit X, whoever the person. All that we did was we hit the admit. Right now, nobody's waiting, so I can't show you, but it shows admit. And when you do that, everybody gets to enter. So allow participant to share screen. Now, this is very important. I'm going to come on the share screen. Now, my strong suggestion is, please do not allow the participant to share screen, because what will happen while you are sharing a screen, you're showing a video or you're doing more things or doing a PDF or content to teach your students. It often happens, it has been experienced in best of colleges, MCOM colleges, senior colleges, junior colleges and schools, that students start sharing funny stuff, sometimes wrong things, nasty things or stuff like that. So it's very important that you do not allow the participant to share screen. If I tick it here, that what it means is here share screen, allow participant. I say no and I tick it off. So see, I have taken the control in my hand, I do not allow. Then it says chat. Chat is an important feature, because if the students are able to not understand, through the chat they can tell you what they are following, or if you ask a question they can answer there. So chat, if I go down and just go on the right and see, open the chat, it gives me few features. When I say everyone, it also, I can talk to everybody, right? If I say hello over here, it goes to everybody, right? But it also gives me a little thing, as a host, it gives me certain controls. It says participants can chat with no one. When I say I don't want the participant to chat with anyone, I just want them to first listen to the lecture, to the session and then talk. Then you can do no one. They can just hit no one, and here then they cannot chat with anyone. Or they can chat only to the host, that means the teacher. So any question they have to put, they can chat, put the question can come only to the teacher or everyone publicly. My strong recommendation is do host only. It's good to let the child talk and ask questions, but only with the host, so that otherwise what happens, just keep chatting with each other. You are putting your best efforts to teach them and give all the best guidance, but kids being kids, and when I say kids, right from 5-year-old to 25-year-old, believe me, they can be naughty and chatty. So good to control the chat and let them have a conversation only with the host if required. Okay, so that's under the chat feature. So they can chat, but only with the host. Rename, we said unmute themselves. So what is unmute? You have a complete control that that you can mute all the students, all the people. Right here, if I hit, please watch here, the participants thing I've opened. When all the people who are part of your class, 10 students, 100 students, 500 students, we had a training session where we had 475 teachers and all. So everybody's names will appear here. Right now only I'm there. So otherwise everybody, since you all are in the Google Meet, your names are not coming. Everybody's names will come here, but you don't want them chatting. So what you do here, right here, mute all. Yes. So once you make them mute all, they can't talk or chat with each other. So it says mute all current and new participants. And then it also asks you, allow participants to unmute themselves. Do you want them? My suggestion is no. No. Because what happens if we allow them to unmute themselves, you will be busy explaining an important concept of geography, physics, chemistry, or environment, or I teach media, or whichever subject, and the kids have unmuted and 5 of them asking questions, there's chaos. So they are not allowed to unmute. But if they have to ask a question, how will they? Let us see soon. I'll show you how do they do it. So in that option, if you see, there is something as more over here on the right hand side, and reactions, and here they can raise their hand. So they can put a thumbs up, or they can clap, or which is also raising a hand. So they can do a lot of those things. In the chat also they can sometimes put a message over here, put a question over here. So based on those teachers, and if you see on a phone, there's a raise a hand feature. So when they do that, the teacher gets to know that the student wants to ask a question, whether when they chat or put a message to the chat, or put any of these reactions. Okay, so those are the way you can let them be unmuted when the teacher wants. Very important. Okay, let's say, so security features all explained, right? Unmute themselves, I say no, I don't want them to be unmute themselves, only when I want. They can chat with me, rename, and that's all. Next, participant, I've already explained to you. In the participant list, if you see, this is invite. So would you want to invite people? How do you do it? That you have to send them your meeting ID which was generated, you have to send to them. So when you schedule your meeting details will come up, and that can be sent. Like if you see, this is the meeting details. Quickly, let me show you within the meeting. Right? If I'm putting up here on the left, this is a meeting ID. So you can copy over here and send them either this is a meeting ID and the password. As you remember, when we schedule the meeting, the whole thing that can be saved on through the email or the WhatsApp or the Google Groups, whichever way that you can connect to them and send that meeting ID and the password, and they can join. Right? So that's the way you can do it. Or within the class, you suddenly remember, your principal calls up that, Sangeeta, I want to join the lecture. I want to speak to the students. So you copy this meeting ID over here, the details, and over here go hit invite, and you can email to if you have an email, Gmail, Yahoo, a copy invite link. So anyway, where copy invite link, and then you send on a WhatsApp. All those things you can do that by within the meeting. Also have somebody coming. So just a quick, also a small tip: while you are on the Zoom meeting, you can still operate your quickly 1 minute. Your WhatsApp, you can quickly go if you're web enabled on Zoom, you can on the browser, you can quickly go and send to WhatsApp, or you can send, as I said, through your invite through the email. So there are the various ways: copy invitation, then email, Gmail, Yahoo, Contacts, if you have already uploaded contacts, phone contacts over here, you can send that. So variety of ways you can send the invite to the meeting while the meeting is on. Okay, moving on. So we did the chat, we did participants, and I like to say again the chat over here, very important. This is one of the important features to control. Lot of teachers ask us, ma'am, how do we do class management? So apart from various student engagement, one is make sure nobody talks unnecessarily when they don't need to. So one is host only. And there are of course many other things that is a different tutorial altogether, how to increase student engagement. Maybe one of the days we can conduct that. Now let's say share screen, one of the very important elements of Zoom. Okay, so share screen. Now when let me just close it. Here, share screen, when I hit it, this is what opens up. This is the whiteboard. Somebody had asked me a question about whiteboard. It is on free version as well, on paid version definitely. This is screen what you are seeing me now. This is if you are going through an iPad or Mac, you have an iPhone that can be seen and worked into. And these are the various screens that may be opened. Now I'm just going to close it again and come back to you to talk about basic things. Share screen is a very important feature. So anytime when you are teaching, you want to show them some content, whether you're doing ABCD or you're doing architecture or you're doing IT, BSc IT, MSc IT, Java, Python, whichever the classes, you want to show them a PDF file, you want to show them a video, it is through the share screen you will enter. Whiteboard will let you write. I will show when I go over there few basic things. And share screen can take you, if you have in your drive or on your computer or through the browser, go deep into Google. You can through the browser enter your whatever thing that you want to look into or search, and through the browser you can enter through the share screen and show to your participants. Only there's one condition. And what is that condition? The condition is, before you start your Zoom share screen, make sure whatever you have to show to your students or your participants is a YouTube video or a PDF file, or you want to open a browser and show it to them, or you want to show, even play a national anthem, for example, the start of a meeting or end of the meeting, the conference. One thing is important, the condition is you have to open them and keep. And so if it is YouTube, whichever link that you have to do it, open it and minimize and keep. If it is a PDF, open it and keep it ready, minimize. If it is a national anthem, open it, mute it, keep it ready to be played. Because once you enter the share screen, then it's not possible. I mean, you can do it, but it's deep inside. You have to go and then do it, and the students can see that you are actually moving from one screen to the second, and it's not a very clean way of teaching then. So one of the tips, as I told you, is please open all the screens which you want to share prior to share screen. So that's the only tip I can strongly suggest. So let's see now if I share a screen. Here is my share screen. I can go over here. Here's my whiteboard, and this is my other thing that I can show you, and I can go it. So if I have to go in, let's say if I have to go into Google Chrome, here this is my Google Chrome that I can open, and I can open, this is my browser I have come. I can probably tap on my browser, and if I show you this, my Google opens up, right? So my Google screen has opened up. You can see that perhaps, right? You're presenting it to me, and Google has opened up. I can type animals. Okay, let's say animals. Animated movie or animals, just a basic thing I'm typing, right? Animals and their young ones. Okay, so then I have to go deep into this and open. And I can go as much as I want to like. I want to open another screen. I want to talk about advertising and marketing, right? And then I go through my browser, I can open the more content. So this is possibility. But if I have to show YouTube, is ideal, I keep it all open. But let me quickly show you. I can open a YouTube, but the ideal situation is I should have kept it open and then shown it to my students. Otherwise, it takes a longer time, and then that's not the best thing to happen. So YouTube I'm opening, it still gets open. Let me just quickly open over here. It's going to get It's getting down. So that's what I'm trying to say. It takes a while to open it because the network can go slow, and it's good if you have already done it before. So here the YouTube has opened. You can put a video over here. So you can say environment, sorry, environment, right? Environment day, environment engineering, right? If I'm talking about environment, so a lot of videos can come up and you can straight away start and show to your students. So I'm going to just quickly switch off. So those were about here. Now I'm going to show you whiteboard. People wanted to see whiteboard. This is the whiteboard, right? So if I open the whiteboard, this is what the whiteboard opens up. And there are a lot of features available with whiteboard. You see this is a toolbar. This you call the toolbar of the whiteboard. And let's see some of the features. If I have to write the text in this, it allows me. So I hit the button text and I can write over it. I can write my name is and whatever, like I teach whatever that I teach whatever subject that you want to write. So my suggestion is, instead of trying to write with a tool, which is a pen over here, right? There's a draw feature and all. It's very good if you can to basically type over here. It allows a lot of features. You can type over here and write whatever thing that you necessarily do it. The articulation of Sundar Pichai speech and discuss, right? So whatever the topic of the day, whatever that you need to write, under the text box, you can write that. That is one of the very good tool of whiteboard. And select, when you want to select it, it helps you highlight it, right? So that is a select. Next, it is draw. So there are many things that you can draw with. If you want to show a tool, you can basically, this is the thing, you can do some drawings in the terms of you want to highlight something. If I want to see, this is the thing, this is what you're doing it, and this we can do. Again, I can write text and I can say, please pay attention to this model of economics, right? So you can do this and you can probably draw whichever way that you want to highlight it, a vector diagram. So there are a lot of features, as you said, there's a square, many things that's left for you to decide which subject you're teaching. If it is a children thing, you can do it for fun factors. If you can do it for adults, then you can, if it is doing for physics and all, feel free to identify your need and create the stuff that you want to do it. So you can make these shapes also. There are a lot of these shapes given here. And if I have to do this, then you can also create this box and put your text into that, highlight it and so on. Now let me show you how I can remove this. Go on the right hand side, there's something like clear. When I hit the clear all drawings, clear my drawings, clear viewers drawings. So it just gives you three options. Maybe you've allowed your students also to do it, but you want to draw only your drawings. You can choose to clear only your drawings or everybody drawing. So right now I'm saying clear my drawing. So since I have only done it, everything gets cleared in a moment. So that's the beauty part of the whiteboard, right? Also, if I again write over here, let's say draw, and I have drawn, let's say over here like this, and then I say, okay, I put a text box like this, and then I have also given like this, and I want to just erase one part, and I don't want to clean it all. There's an eraser. I pick up the eraser and I just clean this part, and only this has gone, okay? Or I've just done the arrow is gone. So the eraser is also there, right? Now this is another one thing called spotlight. Very interesting feature. Spotlight is when I hit the spotlight, there's something, you can follow my cursor. It just highlights the things that what I'm trying to teach. So these are the few features. There's stamp. You want to stamp something and make sure that this is where the teacher, you can write pointers over here. I want to erase this. So just erase this. I have to select it again and then eraser and do all this eraser. And then I say text. And then you can probably write in this box here. You can write this box here. Again, another text. So it depends what you want to do. You can keep highlighting and this remains constant, and then clear all drawings, right? So there's a format, you can put a color, let's say for text, and I have put a box, I've just written something, I want to highlight it format, I want to say so these things are color, you can put another color and then put another text, depends what you want to show it, and you want to write, I'm just writing something random, and you want to put another color, the feature, I want to do that, another. So you have a choice of things in the line width, font is there, italics, the font size is there. Choose, feel free to do whatever you think. So beautiful, amazing. Zoom gives a very friendly support, and undo is there. I've gone undo, redo. So a lot of features, clear, and then save, of course, right? So these are the whiteboards. So the question that people had asked, I hope I've been able to give you the best of the features and you have understood it very well. And now we are going back over here. And so here, this is the features of the whiteboard, but these are only the things which appear when you which you do your whiteboard, right? So another few things that I would like to show you also is annotations, and that comes into Zoom. If you say annotation tools, how you can stop people to annotate. Let me just quickly show you that, because sometimes what happens, people also start annotating, right? And when they start annotating, it can be very, very difficult, and that is time when we need people to stop. It appeared. If you see, this is the more, here it is the more, and if you go in this more, it says disable participants disannotation, so you can do that. Record to the cloud, breakout rooms, this is all on a paid version. Let me the breakout rooms, but disable participant annotation is there, hide video panel, all these details are given in more. Where it was the security board that we are doing. So when if anybody is trying to do things on your screen and you do not want to let them do it, simply just quickly go on the click on this thing. We did the audio security and all, remember this participant, the same thing, there's a the more, go up, open the more, disable participant annotation. Once you do it, now nobody else apart from you will be able to write on the whiteboard. So two things, my suggestion: one, do not let your participants share their screen unless you want them to present. Two, do not let your participant annotate, disable them the way I showed you just now. Okay, great. So I'm stopping my share. I've come back to the main screen now again, and we'll quickly see. So we have done recording. You can do the recording in the Zoom. If you go up on there, if I press it here, the recording will start conduct. And this is the breakout rooms, only on a paid version. And reactions, thumbs, clap, just student engagement. And another one feature on a paid version is you can go live on Facebook or on YouTube, right? Or so these are the very interesting features which comes only on a paid version. So my suggestion is, when you get your hands really good with Zoom, please invest in $14.99. So whatever sessions you are doing, you can have them live on Facebook. So those are the few things and few details. I try to give the best on a basic format, and I hope you have got a clarity. Would you have any questions? I'm happy to take any questions. Even after the session, if you still come up with questions, we are going to give you how you're going to reach out to us. So I am going to quickly give the last of the thing, and that is, when you are the host, one important thing you have to do when you finish your session. Please look on the screen, and you see on the right hand side, you see end. When I press the end, when I will do, it will give me two options: leave meeting or end meeting for all. Now between these two options is very important that you very clearly make sure. If you are a participant, you can leave meeting, right? And not a problem. But when you are the host, the teacher, it's very important you end meeting for all, and that's also a government security notification. So when you end meeting for all the participants will have to move out of the meeting. The meeting will end for everybody. But if you only leave meeting, which you should not, if you are the host, then it will let the participants stay on, and it can be sometimes be messy and wrong, and not a secure thing, because the meeting is in your name. So very important, as a security measure, end meeting. So right now I'm going to end meeting for all, and I'm going to come back to you in the Google Meet, and any question that you have, we are at the end of the session. I'm
Yes, ma'am.
happy taking a thing. Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah,
Hello,
you can ask me, Rao. Yeah, please go on. Please go
ma'am.
on.
How can I use a XP pen?
XP pen, yes, very important, very good thing you asked. So here the share screen on the whiteboard, you can use it. So XP pen, you have to, the external thing that you have to buy. The Zoom obviously doesn't give you just along with it because you have downloaded it. The stylus, you have to buy it, and you can write it on this, on the Zoom thing. There are two ways you can do it. The whiteboard, if we can teach you another one, whiteboard is a external device also available when we do Google Jamboard. So it's another whiteboard available. You can, or on this also with the stylus, you can directly write. So if you have a Google Jamboard at home, external whiteboard, perfect. If you don't have it, no problem. With the stylus, you can directly write on this. So that's your choice. You can do it. This is how you, but you have to buy it separately. I hope that
Yes,
answers
ma'am.
your question.
I have got one, but I don't know how
Uh-huh.
to use it. I've just bought it, so getting ready
So
to
right,
take the classes.
which class are you teaching?
I am teaching the undergraduate BSc courses.
BSc course. So BSc teachers are the ones who are most equipped with all the technologies. In fact,
Yes,
let me congratulate
I'm
all the
teaching
IT teachers.
chemistry, so I have got lot of derivations,
Yeah,
equations.
fair enough.
So
So,
I need, yeah.
so my one suggestion with you for you, ma'am, would be that you can record your sessions also. So what while you are doing this, one of my very good friends, what she does is she records through the OBS or through Screenomatic. On Zoom, she records the session. Like exactly right now, what I'm on, you can do that. And on this, you can keep writing on the screen on the whiteboard with the stylus. Or a second mode also, I can tell you. Another one of a friend who's a YouTuber and she's a mathematician and has all the formulas and things to talk. So she puts her camera on a chair which is on the table, and she sits on a lower stool, and on a paper she quickly just writes all the formulas, records it to a simple smartphone, simple, and that she shares to the Zoom the lectures. And little bit what they can do is on the annotation, through the annotations you can type it or show the PowerPoint and details like that. If you are not as yet comfortable using the stylus, by the time you get comfortable, then you can definitely directly do it. Initially you can probably use, these are the some of the tricks and the tips what people are doing, because they are just recently
So
warming up to these factors.
when we write it on the paper, you need to show it to them, right?
Yeah, as I said, this girl who is a mathematician, so she records it. She writes on the paper. She has a book open. The phone, which is their smartphone, is on a higher stool, and she sits on the table chair and just does it, and everything is recorded. Then she shows that during the Zoom meeting what she's talking to her students, and the students follow it through either PPT or through the complete like a document. She shows it to her student, and a little bit she uses on the stylus. She says she's not getting very comfortable as yet, so she's doing that. Another way is OBS or Screenomatic screen while you're on, but that you will have to write with the stylus on the screen while you are recording it along with. So it depends which method by the time you really warm up. So this is, as I
Okay,
said, a
ma'am.
learning process. So it will take a while, but soon I'm sure with due practice, everything will fall into place for all of us. I hope most of your doubts to the basic version, since we all are going to start our teaching online, you are ready, more confident, more equipped, and good to go to start your session. There will definitely be some stumbling points, but that's fine. That's fine, as I said. Everybody's doing for the first time. The students need to understand, the students' parents need to understand, and you need to understand with yourself. And don't lose your heart, don't lose your confidence. That's the most important thing. Learning is a never ending process. Till we die, we always learn. And this is absolutely new normal in which we are learning new things. Just be confident, keep practicing, and keep learning new things, and slowly the process will be smooth enough for us. All. I hope you all really had an exciting time on the journey today about Zoom, and you're a little more much confident, ready to take on the world as a very powerful, enabled teacher. Let the learning go on and let us be the markers which the world will remember year 2020 when all the teachers said, we will do it in spite of whatever challenges. Hats off to all the teachers. Congratulations. Well done, all of you. Bye and see you tomorrow. Thank you. Stay safe. Namaste for now. Shukriya.